Hi everyone, I'm Cody W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems, and in today's stream we are going to be showing you how to gather and find all of the information that you'll need to get on the air with DMR. So before we get into that, I have a couple quick announcements here real quick. First off, we're actually going to do something pretty special on this stream today. We don't usually do this. We're going to have a bit of an interactive stream. So we're going to be finding all of the information to build a code plug and then building the code plug. But I thought, instead of just doing it for myself, why not do it for one of you folks? So we're actually going to be doing it for you guys. Now, how this will work is, if you're okay with this, if if you want this and you're okay with some of your information being on the screen, because we will need to look up your call sign, which sometimes has your address, to be able to find out if you have a local DMR repeater, etc. If you're okay with that, then give us your name and call sign. Now, in order for this to work, you will have to have a DMR ID already, and then obviously have to have an AnyTone radio. But if you do and you want to be part of this, put that in the comments, your name and call sign, if you have a local DMR repeater, and then if you have a DMR ID. But all we actually need is the name and call sign, and we're going to find the rest. So do that right now, and we'll go over a couple quick announcements. We are actually announcing the brand new giveaway. So for all of you guys who signed up for the last giveaway, it was awesome. We had a great time. And today we are announcing the brand new giveaway. This one is called Echo Through the Halls. And we are giving away some awesome prizes. We're actually going to have 10 winners. That's right, not 4, not 5, but 10 winners this time. Each winner will receive 4 Echo GMRS radios, then 4 earpieces, and 4 extra batteries. So you're going to have all kinds of cool stuff, and there's going to be 10 people win this. So one of the biggest quantity giveaways we've ever done. Definitely worth signing up for. Sign up for that giveaway down below. And then today, we're actually giving away another radio, the AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus, live on the stream here today. So let's get this started. Let's see here. And I'm going to do a couple shout outs real quick, and then hopefully we'll have someone who's interested. And if not, we're just going to roll with the my information. We'll show you that way. Let's see, who do we have in the house today? Let's see, we have Jim, KD4FUU. Good morning, Jim. Let's see. Adam, KC7NKP. Good morning, Adam. Ed, oh, lost the call sign. Yep, Ed, KJ7DHY. Good morning, Ed. Robert, W2RH, oh, missed it. David, KN6RDL. Teddy, AD5ON. Frank, VE2FSE. Another Frank, K7ON, lost it. Okay. Bill, KC3RMV. Greg, KO4AJB. Good morning, Greg. Jeff, WD8JM. See. Bruce, KO4SLG. James, KI5KZU. Awesome. Keith, KK7. Oh, missed the rest of it. Jack, WA2JTJ. Good morning, Jack. Awesome. So we got a lot of people in the house today. This is going to be an exciting stream. Yeah, awesome. Well, let's get started here. Now, if you want us to basically build a code plug live and have you featured in it, make sure you comment your information, and we'll get you in here. If not, we're just going to go with my personal information, and we'll do it that way. Let's see. We have anyone ready? Awesome. Okay, looks like we do. I'm going to pull up that info real quick, and we'll get this started. So first thing, we want to turn on our radio. I'll get it set up here. Got to plug in our programming cable. We're going to be using an 878 UV2 Plus for this video. Let's see here. Awesome, here we go. So I have someone who wants to have their code plug built, and we're going to do this live. So we're going to be actually going and doing all the fact finding, just as if I was doing this for the first time myself and I didn't know all of my information yet. So we've got our radio set up here, and first thing we want to do is get our call sign. So we have a call sign, and it looks like, we'll have a look on the screen here. We have Sam WS4BSA, who, we have a call sign there. Perfect. So we've got the start of our information, but we are going to need to find out some more information in order to actually program this radio. So first, we've got the call sign. Now we need to find out if Sam actually has a local DMR repeater. Hopefully he does. Let's see here. So we're going to open up a web browser, and the site I like to use is called repeaterbook.com. Now, with Repeaterbook, you can look at a location and dial in exactly where that person is located, and then find out if there's a local repeater. Now, here's a cool tip. They actually have an app you can get for your cell phone. If you have like an iPhone or probably an Android as well, on the App Store, just look for Repeaterbook, and you can download it, and it will actually use your GPS to find repeaters near you. This is awesome if you're on the road and stop somewhere in a town. You can just pull up the app, look for local repeaters, and get your radio program. So let's go to Repeaterbook real quick. Repeaterbook.com, and since we don't have his local town here, I'm going to pull up, let's see, QRZ, and we'll log in here. Awesome. And now what we're going to do is search up this call sign and find out where Sam is located. You can see he has a 4, but that doesn't necessarily tell us. So hopefully we'll get a location here. Perfect. Awesome. Let's see. So we want to look in this area. It's in Florida. So we're going to go over to Repeaterbook. And let's see here. Repeaterbook.com. Enter Repeaterbook. Perfect. There we go. Looks like they changed that. Didn't used to have that screen. So we want to click on North American repeaters, or, depending on your location, that could be different, but that's where we are today. And now at this point, we're going to scroll down here, and so Sam was in Florida. So we're going to click on Florida. And let's see here. We want to find a DMR repeater. So we're going to filter it by DMR. And then let's see here. We can probably filter it. Let me see. We'll have a look at his town and see if we can find the town. There may be some more filters we can use as well to narrow this down. So I'm going to do a Control F. Oh, look at that. We have one in the town there. And it looks like it's DMR and Brandmeister. So let's see, there's one there. So that's a UHF. That will be perfect. Let's take a look. There's a couple more. Now let's make sure this is the right area. So those are DMR Mark. Okay, so we want this one, I believe. Let's make sure that looks to be the right area. I believe. Just verifying it here real quick. County, perfect. Yep, this looks to be correct. So we want this one up here. We should be able to work with this. Awesome. So we're going to click on this. Now that we've located our repeater, we need to actually gather the information from it. So we located a local repeater, and we can see where it is here on the map. So that should be close enough. I'd have to look up the exact address of each of them to find out how far away it is. But for this example, we're going to hope it's close enough, and I think it will be. So we have the repeater here, and we know it was DMR, and we saw it was a Brandmeister. Now DMR Mark is a little bit different. That's not going to work for this radio and what we're doing. So it was a good thing to see Brandmeister. So now that we have our repeater, we're going to copy down the uplink and downlink frequencies. Now for those of you who are not familiar with uplink and downlink frequencies, Uplink, the way I like to think of it is the repeater is always up high, and then us on the ground are always down low. So no matter how you look at it, it's going to be the same. Uplink is going to the repeater, you know, from the radio to the repeater, and downlink is going from the repeater down to the radio. So when you're working with transmit and receive frequencies on the radio or on the repeater, you can correlate those frequencies to match up. So my uplink frequency is going to be my transmit frequency on the radio. My downlink frequency is going to be the receive frequency on the radio. So let's copy that information here. We'll put that in our notepad. There we go, awesome. And let's go back here. So this wants us to have a color code of 7. So we'll take that information, put that in our notebook, color code 7. And what about time slot? Let's find out the time slot here. DMR. So it has some information, let's see. So it's I'm a little bit confused by what this means here. We'll see if we can figure it out. DMR, repeater, talk group. So there's slot 1 and slot 2. Not sure which one we need here based on the information given. So we're going to use, let's see, connected with Brandmeister. Okay, so it is, but it's not telling us which slot to use for Brandmeister. It doesn't look like, not very specific. Unless it says up here, maybe I skipped over it. Okay, well, we are going to open repeater. Okay, well we're gonna try slot 1 here. If that needs to be different, we can always change it to slot 2. That would be an easy fix for Sam if he needed to change to slot 2. So we're gonna put that in our notes here. Time slot 2. Or no, I meant to do 1. We'll go with 1 for this. And then I believe that is all the information we need from the repeater. Awesome, so we have our repeater information, great. I'm gonna consolidate these a little bit so we can fit more information in here. Awesome. And then I believe that should be, yeah, we should be set here. So we have our repeater information. Now we need to find out if Sam has a radio ID. So we're going to go to radioid.net. Now if he doesn't have a DMR ID, we could have some troubles here. So we're going to make sure of that real quick. So we're going to go to database and then user ID search. So DMR user ID search. And then from here, we're going to go down and actually search for his call sign. So I have his call sign here. Awesome. We're going to search for that and make sure he has a DMR ID. Look at that. How cool is that? So Sam has his very own DMR ID. So we're going to copy that. And if you don't have one, it's really simple. You can simply just register with radioid.net. You just show them proof that you're a licensed amateur radio operator, and they will generate you a DMR ID. Usually within a day or two. We've even seen it happen as fast as like a half an hour. So obviously going to depend when you do it, but it happens really fast. So this is not a very big obstacle. If you're worried like, I have my call sign, but I don't have a DMR ID, don't know what Brandmeister is, don't know what all this stuff is, it's actually real simple. If you have your call sign, you're pretty much set. There's just a few more steps. So let's go ahead and add that information to our notes. Okay, DMR ID, perfect. So we have that information. So we've got our uplink, downlink, color code, time slot. We have our DMR ID, and we do have a copy of the show notes in the description, by the way, so feel free to follow along with the notes. And then at this point, we need to download our digital contact list if we want to have a digital contact list. So let's go to, we can actually stay on radioid.net. and we're going to go to data dump files. So under this database section, so if you are on the home page, I'll just demonstrate this here real quick. You would click on database and then data dumps. And from here, we can download the user CSV. Awesome. So we're going to just save this on our desktop here. There we go, perfect. So we've downloaded our file here. That's going to allow us to put that in the radio and actually see who we're talking to. So when we're talking to someone, we'll be able to see who that person is and see their name and call sign information. Okay, perfect. So we've got that. Now at this point, we need to pick some talk groups. So we know Sam's in Florida, so I'm definitely going to put the Florida talk group in there. Let's see what we can find here. So I'm going to go to pi-star.uk. Here we go, talk groups. I typically use this website, but there's a lot of different lists out there. This is the one I typically go to just to find some if I'm just picking a few. So we're going to use this real quick. Let's see here. What talk groups should we have? Let's go ahead and add, we definitely want to have the parrot to try it out with. So that is 9990. So we'll copy this over here. Talk groups. There we go. Let's make a list of them. Okay, here we go. And let's see what else we need. Let's put the Florida talk group in there. There we go, Florida. Awesome. And then let's see if there's any other Florida ones. Looks like there's a few. So there are a few different Florida talk groups in here. Let's see where he's located. This is don't know if these, we'll put in the TAC Florida one as well. Maybe that will be useful. Awesome. So, at this point, it's just a matter of picking what you want to have in your radio, the different talk groups. So we'll pick some here that are hopefully useful for Sam. And let's keep going here. We definitely need to put the disconnect talk group in here, but we'll do that last. How about worldwide? Worldwide. So that is talk group 91. There's a lot of cool activity on here. I love getting on worldwide, talking to people around the world. That's one of my favorite things to do with DMR. And what else could we do here? Let's see. TAC 310. Let's see. I know there's a lot of people use TAC 310. Let's see, what else could we do? Let's go ahead and put TAC 310 in here. I know there's a lot of people use that talk group, so we're going to put that in the radio real quick. Awesome. So we've got a pretty good selection of talk groups. Let's see. Okay, awesome. Let's see. So we also need the disconnect. So let's search for that. So disconnect, it's in here. So that is talk group 4000. So we have the parrot for testing. We have the main Florida statewide. We have the Florida TAC talk group, not familiar with it, but we'll throw it in there. We have worldwide, and then TAC 310. Did I get the actual? Yep, it's talk group 310. So we'll just fix up the names here. Awesome. There we go. So we have our list of talk groups. That'll be great. Let's see what we need next. So I believe at this point we have all of the information that we actually need in order to program the radio. So right now what I'm going to do is plug in the radio, and we'll get started with the actual programming process. Now this code plug is going to work for the AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus. Now if you have a different radio, you could modify it to work with that, but that's what we'll set up this code plug for. But the same process is going to apply. So no matter what radio, AnyTone radio you have, it's going to be pretty much the same process. Let's see here. Great, so we've got our brand new radio here. I'm going to click confirm. We'll power up the radio. Okay, there we go, perfect. So we have our radio powered up. Now we're going to go back to our desktop. And at this point, we're going to open up the CPS. Now, if you don't have the CPS, let's show you how to get it real quick. So we're going to go back to our web browser and go to bridgecomsystems.com. Right up here, bridgecomsystems.com. And then click on support. And then from here, we're going to scroll down until we find our radio. So this is the AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus. Perfect, so there is the CPS and firmware. So you would just download the latest version of that CPS and then move forward with the installation process. Just make sure you install it to your C drive. I believe the newer firmwares automatically do that, but some of the older ones would try to install it to a different drive. You want to make sure it's installed to the C drive. Awesome, so we have our firmware. I've already installed that ahead of time, so we're just going to open that up. We'll wait for that to open. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're always here to help. There's some fantastic people here. They love helping people with amateur radio. So if you have questions, interested in a radio, not quite sure how your radio works or if it can do something, give us a call. That 816-824-7 or 816-532-8451. Again, that's 816-532-8451 and press 2. And they will be more than happy to take care of you. We love helping people with amateur radio. So let's take a look here. So we've got our CPS pulled up. Awesome. So at this point, we want to click on the COM port icon up top here. And then from here, we can see our radio is plugged in. So just click OK. And then we're going to read from the radio. That's always going to be the first step we want to do, is read from it, get everything synced up, and then we can say no. Then we can start creating our code plug. So I'm just going to read the other data. Okay, perfect. Read data complete. So we should be set here. Now at this point, we can start customizing things for this repeater. So what I'm going to do here is pull up the notes. We'll put them on this side of the screen and then move the CPS so that we can, excuse me, we can see it over here. Just like that, perfect. Okay, great. So we have all this information. We don't really need these stock channels to be in here. Not necessary. So first, what I'm going to do is import some of the other information, like our talk groups. So let's open up digital here real quick. And we'll go to radio ID list, and we can put Sam's information in here. So let's see. So we're going to label this Sam, Sam, and then we have his call sign. So we'll put the call sign in here. Perfect. And then the radio ID, we have that right here. Copy that over. And I'm sure most of you know this, but for those who are not familiar, Control V is to paste and Control C is to copy. So you can copy stuff and then paste it. Awesome. There we go. And then, so we have the information here. Let's go ahead, while we're at it, let's go into optional settings and add his information in on the power on. That way when the display powers up, you can actually see the information. So we can change this over to custom character, and then it will actually display it. So we'll put, oops, WS4BSA. Awesome. So that will power on just like that. Great. And then there's a few other things I like to customize while I'm in here. Obviously, Sam can do whatever he wants with this once he gets the code plug. But I like to change, we definitely want to change this display mode from frequency to channel. The reason being, if we leave it on frequency, when we get done with this, we won't be able to see any of the names of the talk groups. You'll just see the frequencies. Since we're talking to one repeater, they're all going to be the same, so we'd have trouble. So you definitely want to change that over the channel. We'll do that. And then I personally typically turn sub-channel off. Makes it just easier to see everything. Awesome, so we're set here. Let's go back out of here. And actually, while we're at it, let's change the, let's see here, digital function. So we're going to change the duration here so it doesn't just constantly time out. Let's set that at like 5 minutes. Perfect, there we go. Awesome, so we're set there. Now let's see what we need to do. So we have Sam in the radio. So now we want to import the different talk groups. So I'm going to go down here to contact/talk group in the digital section and actually add the different talk groups we created. So that's a group call. So we'll add the first one as a group call. I don't think it will let you not have one of them. So we have, for group calls, we'll add the Florida talk group. So we have the name, Florida. It's a group call. And then the number, I'll just copy it here so I don't mess it up. Awesome. There we go. Click OK. So we have our Florida talk group. Now, how about worldwide? Worldwide, and that is talk group 91. So we're going to put 91, and that is also a group call. Really, the only time you want to have a private call is if you're talking to the parrot. Because the parrot, you don't want everyone to hear you. You just want to talk to the parrot and have it come back to you. There we go. How about this Florida TAC? We'll add this one in here. Awesome. That's going to be a group call as well. Oop, didn't look like it got everything. Great, there we go. And then let's see, we've got worldwide. Now we definitely want to add in the parrot, but I'm going to add in TAC 310 first. And then the number here for that is, looks like 310. Perfect. It's a group call. Now let's add the parrot. And that is going to be 9990. Awesome. And this is going to be a private call, so we're going to switch it over to private call. And then the disconnect is, I believe that, don't know if that matters, if it's private or group call. I'm just going to make it a private call here, 4,000. Awesome. There we go. Perfect. So we have our information, our talk groups programmed in here at this point. Awesome. So we're set there. Now we can actually create some of our channels. Okay. So we're going to go over to the channel section. And we have all these channels here. So what I'm going to first start off by doing is just deleting the stuff that came with the radio here. We have really no use for this, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Awesome, just like that. So we're going to take this one, and let's start off. We'll just go down the list here. We'll do the parrot, and then we have our frequency information over here. So we know the receive frequency. Receive is going to be, for this radio, that means that's going to be the downlink. So that's 443.37. And then the transmit is going to be the uplink, which is 44837. 44837. Awesome, and we're on digital. I don't know how far away Sam is, so I'm going to set it to turbo, but that can obviously be customized after the fact. Let's see, should be set there. We're going to select our contact. So we want to make sure it's in repeater mode down here, first off, which it is. This should be set to repeater. So we've got repeater, and then we're going to go up here to the contact section and click on this. Now this is the reason we did the talk groups first, because we actually have to pick from them. So this is the parrot, so we're going to double click on parrot. There we go, and we have the radio ID. Now we know the color code for this needs to be color code, what did we write down? 7, color code 7. And then time slot, we're thinking it needs to be time slot 1, but we're a little bit unclear on that. So we're going to put time slot 1 in there. Awesome, so our first channel is done. Great, how cool is that? There we go. So at this point, now that we have the basic structure, really each thing from here on just needs to have a different name and a different contact. So what we can do is just copy this and then paste it. So just Control V. So just go down, and let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we have 5. We'll do one more. Perfect. So let's go ahead and customize them. So we're going to double click on this one. Let's make this one, we did parrot. So we'll make this one Florida. Florida. And we'll change over the contact. Just like that. And then next, we'll make this one the TAC Florida. And change over the contact. And say OK. Perfect. Then we're going to go down here, worldwide. And that is talk group 91, which is over here worldwide. Perfect. We're going to click on that. Awesome. Say OK. A couple more. We had TAC 310. Great. So we're going to switch our contact. TAC 310. Awesome. Then finally, we had the disconnect. So disconnect, and we'll select disconnect. Just like that. So we have our channels programmed in here now. Great. We should have, I believe, all the information we need, but now we need to create a zone. Otherwise, you'll never actually see the channels. So we're going to go over here to zone, and let's see. Local DMR, we'll label it that. Unless this repeater has a name. Let's go back over here and take a look. I believe that is the repeater's call sign or name, so we're going to put that in here. There we go. Awesome. And then we can add the rest of our channels. So just since that's all we have in here, we can just put everything over. Now, obviously, if we have a lot of channels, we'll probably make different zones and kind of segment different channels into different zones based on what they're for. But this is all to do with this repeater. So we're going to put everything in here. And let's make the primary channel the parrot and the secondary channel, we'll make that disconnect because disconnect is going to be used quite a bit. There we go. Awesome. So we're set up here. Click OK. So we have our channels in our zone. We've got our radio ID list created. Now at this point, if we want to, this will be a good time to import the digital contact list. So we're going to do that real quick. So go to, and we're going to take some questions here while this is importing. So if you have any questions, leave them in the chat now, and we'll get your questions answered. So we're going to go over here. Let me see, where do we import this? It'll be under digital, and then contact group, digital contact list, right down here. That's where it's stored. But the way to actually import it is we go up to Tool, and then Import. Just click OK. And then we are going to import the digital contact list right here. Click on that. Might take it a minute. Oop. See, I think it's working here. There we go. Perfect. It popped up. Okay. So we're going to click on this user file and click Open. And then just hit Import. And we're going to take, that'll take a minute here, and we'll get everything imported. Let's take some questions.
Can I connect a hotspot to the internet and contact another radio connected to another hotspot?
Absolutely. Well, I think I understand your question. So you want to have a hotspot connected and then, to your radio, and then have a different hotspot somewhere else and have that talking to your radio? If that's your question, you can absolutely do that. If you want to talk to just the public, Brandmeister talk groups, you can do it that way. Or what you could do is if you want to talk to your buddy, for example, in more of a private setting, what you could do is actually just talk to his specific radio ID, and he could talk to your specific radio ID through those hotspots, and you would be talking. I mean, it's not really private, but unless someone's trying to, no one else is going to be listening to you. It would be more of a private communication. So you can do it either way, absolutely. Hopefully I'm understanding your question right. If not, just let us know. There we go. Awesome. Import complete. So at this point, we would now write this to the radio, and I'll show you how to do this real quick. So we have our COM port. Yep, we're good to go there. And then simply click OK. And we would normally include that digital contact list. So Sam, when you write this to your radio, definitely hit include on the digital contact list. But today we're going to make it go a little bit faster and just skip that step. Awesome. Great, there we go, perfect. So we'll take a look here. We'll do some more questions in just a second. So I think we should be set. Unplug our cable here. There we go, cool, have a look at that. Have his name and call sign on the front. Make sure that's right, WS4 BSA. WS4 BSA, perfect. I think we got it right there. Awesome, so we have all of the information there. Now obviously you can also add a custom picture to this, but you actually have to import that specifically to the radio. So there'd be no point in me setting this up here, but you can do that as well. So how cool is that? We have our zone. We can scroll through it here. We have our different channels. So we have our Parrot, Florida, worldwide, all these different channels here. How cool is that? Now, because this is Sam's information, I'm not going to transmit with this. We will leave that to him. I'm just going to reset this radio. But have a look at that. Hopefully Sam will be able to utilize this code plug. Now what we're going to do is actually put this up so he can download it and try it out. So awesome. That's basically how you go about finding all the information you need for your radio, and then how you go about taking that information and programming it into the radio. Anyone can do it. If you got your amateur radio license, you can definitely set up your radio. And we're here to help you through the process. If you have questions, give us a call, 816-532-8451, and press 2. We'd love to help you or help you get set up with a great solution. We also do offer some plug-and-play packages. You know, if this isn't for you, you don't have time for all this, I totally get it. I've been that way too before. Just let us know, and we can actually do all the hard work for you. So, awesome, there we go. Don't go just yet. We're going to give away one of these radios, a brand new 878 UV2 Plus. But let's take some questions real quick.
Will the super code plug ever go on sale?
That's an awesome question. You know what? It does actually. I think we just had some sales where it was included totally for free with a radio. So I've definitely seen it included in sales before. As for it specifically being discounted itself, probably not going to see that, but you never know. It is well worth it though. There's a lot of great information in that code plug.
What is the maximum length of a channel name? Is that an industry standard or set by AnyTone?
I believe that it must be just a thing in the AnyTone software, but I don't know that for sure. That's a good question. I don't know if there is some kind of industry standard for how long a channel name can be, but I do know that this AnyTone radio does have a limit on the amount of characters. I don't know what that limit is. We could certainly find out, but it won't let you type in too many. Let me see here. We'll try it real quick. So if I get rid of this, so 1, 2, 3. So I think it let us do 16 characters, so no more than that it looks like. Hopefully that answers your question. Any more questions here?
Why are parrot and disconnect set up as primary and secondary?
So the reason I set it up that way, obviously that can be changed down the road, is because the parrot is a great way to test if your radio is working. So if Sam wants to try out this code plug, he can try out the parrot and see if it's working, see how clear it is before he actually talks to other people. A lot of people like to do that. So I just put it in there as one of the first ones that'll pop up. And then one of the most commonly used talk groups is the disconnect, because when you're talking to someone on one talk group and then you want to switch, you got to key up the disconnect. So I put that in as the secondary. But you can absolutely change that. If there's one talk group you want more, go for it.
Is APRS only available in digital mode, or can it be used in analog?
I believe APRS can be used in analog as well. In fact, this radio has analog APRS built in, send and receive, which is pretty neat. I'm not an APRS expert, but I do have a live stream that goes over pretty much everything involved with the APRS. I believe we actually did a video on it after the fact as well. It takes a little bit less time, condenses it, probably the better one to watch. So take a look at that. You can learn about how it works with this radio. There's a lot of great information out there. If you need more help with it, give us a call. We'll help you out. 816-532-8451.
What is the use of a receive group, and must I have it?
Yeah, I guess I don't. You might have to elaborate on your question there a little bit, not understanding what you were intending to ask me. I know you have to have a receive and transmit frequency. These are duplex, so you have a transmit and a receive frequency. That enables a lot of people to talk to a repeater, simultaneously, if you will. But you may be asking me something else, and I just don't understand it.
All right, we got a winner for today's giveaway.
Awesome. We have a winner for today's giveaway. Today we are giving away an 878 UV2 Plus, brand new, to one lucky winner. Let's see who it is. And also, before we do that, I don't want you guys to forget, we just announced today, you guys are the first to hear about it, the brand new Echoes Through the Halls giveaway. This is huge. We're going to have 10 winners this time. This is the most winners we've ever had with a giveaway. We're giving away 4 Echo GMRS radios, 4 extra earpieces, and 4 extra batteries. So you're going to have communications for your entire family, no matter what. So make sure you sign up for that giveaway as well, link in the description. But let's see who won this radio.
Today's winner is Tim Ducharme, call sign KA1ZEN.
Awesome. Congratulations, Tim. Let's see if Tim is in the house. We'll wait a minute here. And I've seen some questions here popping up in the chat about Windows and Mac computer. What do I do if I have a Mac computer or I don't have a computer? Great question. So definitely a Windows computer is going to be your best bet for programming. But if you don't have a Windows computer, one option is to get one. They're pretty cheap, or you could even install Windows on whatever computer you do have potentially, or you can actually program the radio from the front panel. I've done that myself. I actually tend to do it that way more often because I like to do stuff out in the field. It takes a little bit more time, but you can do it. So lots of options there. Awesome. Do we have Tim in the house?
It looks like Tim is here.
Awesome, Tim is here. Congratulations, Tim. You have just won yourself a brand new AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus radio. So that's awesome. We'll reach out to you, get your information, and we'll get that on the way to you. So hopefully all of you have got something out of this stream. We're here every week to try to help people learn radio, learn about it, how to use their radio, and be more successful in the amateur radio community. That's what it's all about, right? So we're here every week, 11 a.m. Central Time, to help you with your radios. So if you liked it, definitely share it with your friends, give the video a like, and subscribe to our channel. That way you don't miss out on any more. So with that, we will see you in the next live stream. Again, if you have any questions, give us a call, 816-532-8451, and press 2. And we will see you all in the next stream. 7-3.